Hi, guys. Welcome to MVB Life Empowerment Sessions. Today, I have a special guest. Can you kindly tell us who you are? I would like to know your name first because they don't know you.
Okay, name is Dela Sabah.
Dela Sabah.
Yeah,
Wow, it's interesting. We're from
Ghana.
Ghana,
Yeah.
from the African soil,
Yes, Volta region.
Volta region. Where's
Yes.
that? In the north, the south, the east, the west?
Well, it's more to the south
Uh huh.
and then towards the east.
I heard you people are people of the heat.
Well, you can say that.
Where the fishes dwell.
Yes, so we have different types of fishes, and when you go to our area, we have peculiar ones. We have what we call the 1,000.
One man thousand? What
Yes.
is that? Is the name
Uh,
of a fish?
yes, we call it 1,000 in Ghana.
1 man thousand.
Yeah.
What? Like if I get one, do I get 1,000 for free?
Yeah, so when you get one, it's so tiny, and when you buy it, you can't even count them.
Oh, those
It's like
little
yeah,
ones.
little ones.
Wow,
Like
they look
yeah.
like tadpoles. Well, welcome, Mr. Saba,
Thank you.
from the Volta region. So today I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yes.
If you don't kind of mind telling us, what kind of industry are you into, career-wise? Care to share?
Yes, I find it difficult to
I'm
try
dipping
and
into your.
find the industry I belong because it's a combination of two things.
Tell us.
It's IT,
Uh huh.
healthcare,
Wow.
and a little bit of business.
IT,
So
healthcare, and
yeah, so
business.
I said two, but I gave you three, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think.
So
Well,
yeah.
you're a man of many, calibers
Yes.
and
So
strengths.
yeah. So it's a merger
Okay.
of yeah.
All right. So healthcare, IT, and business, right?
Yes.
Wow, they all like intersect. So I'm going to start. I'll pick one, for instance. In terms of healthcare, what specificity are you in? What specific area?
It's more to the administrative part of it.
Documentation.
So
Okay.
human resource, but in on that side, the IT part of it.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
you break it down a little bit for somebody out there that would say, okay, maybe I would want to be in the HR department, but focus on the IT section? What should they be looking out for? Like, what do they do? Give us like little duties, ideas.
Okay. So in HR, HR is very broad. There are different areas of it.
First of all, can you define HR? What is HR? Because
Human
there's,
resource.
uh-huh.
So human resource management.
Okay.
So you can think of it from onboarding, from recruitment all the way to onboarding, and then to being an employee.
Employee. Okay.
Yeah. So the candidates becoming a preferred candidate, then
It's like a vetoing process.
yeah, it's a whole process then. Like you never think about it until you get into it and you're like, oh, like this is broad, and so we have different areas. There's the talent management piece, and then there's also the IT piece of it, and that is
Okay.
where I belong.
All right.
So I'll leave
So
that to the experts, the onboard, the
okay.
recruiters, and all of that. I
So
belong.
HR, human resources, you're managing like hiring of people, getting them started with the paperwork and stuff like that, or am I wrong or am I right? Or you're just making sure that they have the paperwork they need. Please break it down because people need to know before they start applying to jobs and they don't even know.
Okay, so with my area, you need an understanding of all the areas. You need to
Wow.
understand the onboarding piece because you are involved in the technological piece of it.
Oh, okay.
So you need to understand what documents do they need, how do they access these documents online. So it's more of the back end, making sure that all these connected areas are flowing
Smoothly.
smoothly. So
Okay.
okay, onboarding, someone goes in to apply, they're having challenges. How does that get resolved?
Oh, so
That
you
goes
actually help them
with the setup.
with all the setup, the
Yes.
applications and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. It's good to know that you're not alone out there. Because
Yes.
sometimes it can be very tiresome when you're starting like the application onboarding process of a job, right? So you being in IT, what made you want to be in IT? Information technology, right? IT.
Yes,
Okay.
information technology.
Just want to make sure our people we understand what we're talking about. Educate me, bro.
Okay, so I believe in making good of becomes available. So
Mm-hmm.
I did not start with IT. I started
Completely
something
different.
totally different.
Okay.
And then as I kept growing and I kept moving along and I would say evolving too,
Matriculating.
yes, all of that, my focus and direction kept changing depending on the
Mm.
location.
Wow.
So before migrating to America, it was more of okay. Initially, it was technical to
Mm-hmm.
building and technology.
Okay. Wow.
Then that's evolved to
Mm-hmm.
something else, banking and finance.
Wow.
Then
Another
as
sector, business,
yes,
money.
and then as my location changed, migrated to America, the
Mm-hmm.
focus changed again.
Okay.
IT.
And I think that's a very important thing that you mentioned because sometimes you do go to school, you
Yep.
just say maybe, like, I'll use myself for example. I went and I studied travel and hospitality and accounting, right? But I'm actually not operating in that field. Like, I've evolved into something completely different. What would you tell someone that has spent maybe 4 years or more in a specific study area, but then they find that they really don't like that area? How would you encourage them to evolve, as you mentioned?
So you can always apply what you've learned to
Mm-hmm.
different areas.
Right.
Once you get into that industry, look for the opportunities that exist there and try to apply or look for those transferable skills that you've developed in the area of your training
Right.
into the new area you find yourself.
Right.
So
So.
it might be banking and finance,
Uh
but
huh.
in doing the banking and finance, you have to be very analytical, you have to be detail oriented. So you find yourself in another industry where it's like, okay, now I need to analyze. You're not going to be doing numbers, but you're looking at other things that you need to apply that skill acquired from that area
Right.
into the new sector. So,
And I think that's what I love the most, especially about this country, America. Like that, if you are able to be analytical, as you said, have critical thinking skills, you can transfer what you have previously learned from a different career or different field of study into whatever it is that you're working for. So no education is lost, should I say? You can always better yourself. So I'm gonna go back again to the IT section. So you said there are different areas to be specific in. Can you give us your main strength, an area of study? Maybe there's somebody that wants to kind of have a hang and an idea of how to get into that field. What would you tell them?
okay, so in the IT field, it's very broad.
Okay.
First, you need to determine and know yourself, what
Right.
you like to do, or what you enjoy doing.
Right.
IT, we have DevOps, we have IT security, we have networking, we have desktop support, we have data management, data science. It's
It's broad.
very broad.
Okay.
So, are you the type of person who likes to code? Then you'll be like, okay, let me get into
Coding.
more of coding. Are you the one who likes to, try and investigate, find what is going on, and maybe be like, okay, let me get into security?
Like forensics.
You probably like looking at data all day, like, okay, let me go into the data area. So it depends on what you love to do,
Right.
and then you try and steer yourself into that direction.
So it's not necessarily you being like technological, like, because mostly I think when people think IT, they're thinking coding, numbers, and things that are very, like, I don't know, the binary system, the zeros and ones. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
IT now is broader than that,
Broader than
and
that, yeah.
and it's getting easier because they're building more user interfaces
Friendly.
that is more accommodating to people who don't know the back end coding.
Ah. So you
So
could just be on the front
you
end
can
of
just
the
be on the front
applications.
end, know the tool, know how it works. It's just like working your phone. It's all technology.
I know.
So you
Come
might
to
you, you
me, I'll
might you
teach you.
might you might be in IT, and all you have to do is to show people how to use that phone. So you
Wow.
understand it, you know how the applications work, you know the details of it, and then you're able to help people that way. Then there are the people on the back end,
Yeah.
we call the developers.
That build this
They build the
platform.
system, the platform for people to be able to get it working.
Hey,
So,
my maga. I told you he's loaded. Wow, that's amazing. So, from business, banking, health industry, and now IT, I'm pretty sure if I continue talking to you, I will unravel a whole bunch of stuff. Come to speak of it, I just found out that the dude can spit bars and sing. Would you like to sing Yahweh Sabaoth for your people? Because you were interesting me.
Yahweh Sabah,
Mm.
Yahweh Sabah.
Hallelujah.
Do 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 do
Do-do-do-do-do.
do. Do 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 do
Do-do-do-do-do.
do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Wow, I'm doing this so I can kidnap him to come to the front of the church. I just found out today. You know how you've been in church with people for a long time? They are just hiding in the corner and then you hear them. My brother, I'm kidnapping you to join the choir.
Hey, listen. The potential in people is vast, so sometimes you just need to identify the key area and then how them develop
Aren't
it.
you
Yeah.
glad I have a sharp eye?
Listen, I mean, very glad. Very, very glad.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Sabah, thank you for joining us and enlightening us and teaching us all about business, IT, the medical field. And if you have questions, please leave them in your comments below and we will ask him to address them directly because he's the one who's bringing us the information. And hopefully I can kidnap him for another session. I hope you were blessed. Is there anything you would like to say to the people before we say goodbye?
Well, all I can say is do not limit yourself to just one thing or one area. There are a lot of things out there that you can do.
Right.
Just open up yourself to opportunities and you'll be able to make it.
The sky is the limit, they say, right?
Yes.
Well, I love that. This is very encouraging. So don't give up. Maybe you're stuck in whatever field you studied. Like he said, there is room for growth. And one thing that stood out the most to me, you said, based on the location, you evolved.
Yeah.
So sometimes, depending on the environment you are in, you have to learn what works in that environment to better yourself so you can be more wholesome. Thank you once again, Mr. Sabah. Until we meet again on the next segment.
Thank you.
Goodbye,
All
everybody.
right. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Thank you, Eddie.